State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level Exam and CLAT examinations. So do visit AKS IAS Academy and also the website of AKS IAS Academy. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are: I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session will certainly help you to crack mains 2020 and prelims and mains of 2021, because I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases throughout my session. And by emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, which will certainly help you to crack prelims and mains examination, because while emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, you will certainly get into the mode of identifying the factual, analytical and conceptual questions, which will be very useful for the preliminary examination, as well as by imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing for the mains examination, wherein your answers would be very precise and concise. And once your answers for the mains are precise and concise, certainly you will score higher marks in the mains examination. So thereby, this session, that is AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis, will certainly help you to prepare a short notes for the mains 2020. So therefore, do follow my session completely, and then you will be benefited in regards to the mains 2020 and also prelims and mains 2021. And we will be focusing in regards to the DNA, that is Daily News Analysis of 8th of October 2020. And before we get into the Daily News Analysis, we will look at the quote of the day. The quote of the day is: "Believe in yourself is the first secret to success." So definitely believing in yourself is the first and foremost secret to success. So definitely do believe yourself and then make sure that you are in the path of success. And before I get into the daily news analysis of the Hindu newspaper at AKS IAS Academy, I would say a very good morning to one and all, and a very good morning to the one who are in the live and also in the live chat. Very good morning to Ravi Prakash, Srinivas Bejanki, and then Sairam Begum, Danush D. Suvarna, Sainath Kakalla, all Shravani. Very good morning to everyone. Sri Shravani also. And I hope Saira Begum is the first time, Srinivas Bejanki is also for the first time, if I am not wrong. So a warm welcome even to C. Shravani also, a warm welcome to everyone for the AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And definitely we will look at the daily news analysis on the newspaper. That is, the first and foremost news what we have is the Supreme Court, which has given a verdict in regards to the kind of protest wherein it has been taken up at the Shaheen Bagh. So the Supreme Court has made it very clear that definitely democracy and dissent can go hand in hand. That means in a democracy, people have the right for having protest, but the protest has to be in such a way that it will not cause inconvenience to the people. So protest is a right, but it should not cause inconvenience to the people. That is what the Supreme Court has made it very clear in its verdict, saying that public places cannot be occupied indefinitely. So first and foremost, the public places are to be used for public and not for any kind of protest. And therefore, even if it is used, it should not be found indefinite occupation of the public roads. So definitely the public roads, the way it was occupied by the Shaheen Bagh protesters, the Supreme Court says this, it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. So Supreme Court in its verdict in regards to the protest and in regards to the public roads. So what we need to focus here is public places and the protest. So definitely the protest is in a democratic country, a citizen has a right to protest, but at the same time, citizens do not have the right to block the public places. block the public places so that it would cause inconvenience, and once it causes inconvenience, so that kind of action or protest in a democratic country like India is unacceptable. That is what the Supreme Court has given the verdict in regards to the Shaheen Bagh protesters, wherein the Shaheen Bagh in the capital city, it has taken place, and this was against the act, that is Citizenship Amendment Act, wherein especially the women's were the one who have been the major part of the protest, and it was an iconic dissent. That means it was against the decision or the act, that is Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, and mostly the one who were part of the protesters were mothers, children and senior citizens, which they have blocked the road, one of the road in Shaheen Bagh, and definitely the case has come up in the Supreme Court, and it's very clearly saying that indefinite occupation of the public road is unacceptable, and the protest should not cause any kind of inconvenience to the commuters. Commuters in the sense the one who are moving across from one place to another place using that particular road. And definitely democracy and dissent. Dissent is that which you do not agree. So you are protesting. So democracy and protest in India go in hand. That means there is a right to protest. At the same time, there is a need that you need to check that by demonstration or by protest you cannot go ahead with causing inconvenience. That is very clear. Hand in hand it goes, that is the democracy and dissent. But then the demonstrators or the one who are protesting cannot go ahead with causing inconvenience, especially protesting in an public roads or on public roads. But rather the Supreme Court makes it very clear that if you are interested to go ahead with protest or you have a dissent against the government of the particular day or the state of center or the union or the states, so definitely you have to be going ahead with protesting in a designated places. Designated in the sense a place which is been allocated for protest, wherein while you are protesting in a designated place, it is not causing inconvenience to any of the commuters or to the entire public itself. So it has to be done. I mean the protest has to go ahead in a designated places. So this is a key word. Only in designated places you can express your dissent or you can protest against the any kind of activity or the against the government welfare schemes or any kind of acts also. And this was taken up by Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, who has headed the three judge bench. And before I get in the next slide, very good morning to Ramya Rani and then Sharmuka Sai and Azmat Khan. A warm welcome to all of you in regards to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And here what is important is the keywords, that is democracy, dissent, designated places, and it is unacceptable when it is in a indefinite occupation, public roads are used, unacceptable and inconvenient. And the court also suggested that the kind of outcry or else which had taken place at the Shaheen Bagh was almost to be getting out of the hand, because they were mostly the women protesters. So there could be any kind of situation wherein few of them might hijack the entire protest, which was majorly taken up by the women and the children and the senior citizens. So there was, the court says that there could be a possibility that the protest could be out of hand and it could lead to a lot of law and order situation. And definitely the possibility of the protesters are not fully realizing that there could be some kind of effects or the ramification in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic situation, wherein they were having a kind of general unwillingness, because the one who were protesting in the Shaheen Bagh, they were not really worried about, this is what the court says. The court said that they were not really realizing the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, because all congregating or coming together and then protesting, there is a possibility that the virus might spread, and many of them who are protesting for a cause which they felt that it could lead to loss of life because of the infection. So very clearly the court says that the people or the one who were protesting were not really realizing that the consequences of the pandemic situation, and they were not willing, they were unwilling to relocate to another site. So this is the one which the court has emphasized, that you should not block the public places. And the court also made it very clear in regards to the Shaheen Bagh protest that these kind of things are really happening nowadays, and these are the typical, especially in the digitally fueled leaderless event of dissent. So this is a key phrase. What is the key phrase here which you need to focus is, these are all the kind of protests which are taking up, that is digitally fueled leaderless events of dissent, because the Shaheen Bagh protest was almost a leaderless event of dissent. You did not have any particular leader, only the women or the mothers and the children and the senior citizens, they have come together and then they were protesting the CAA against the government, but there was no leader. It was a leaderless event, and when it is a leaderless and a digitally fueled one, definitely there would be a chance that it could blow out of hand, and then it could lead to serious consequences. That is what this court very clearly specifies it. And this one, you take it that there could be a possibility that this could be asked as a question in the mains. A question in the mains examination 2020. That is, it could be that the question could be, technology and social media could both empower and weaken mass movements. Look at it, so nicely framed statement which could be a possible question. And I would request the one who would be listening to my lecture or the AKS IAS Academy daily news analysis, please do take it into consideration, this key phrase or this statement for the mains exam, because here there is a word called as technology, there is a word called as keyword called as social media, and another keyword empower and weaken. Look at it, and mass movement. So this could be that a question asked, and they would ask you to comment. So whether you are for or against, technology and social media both empower, because if you have seen last 5 to 7 years, technology and social media are definitely being used for various reasons, so that the message is passed very fast to the nook and corner of the country, and it was also used for various good things and also bad things, and it was also used in various elections across India since last 1 decade, if you look at. So it is whether it is empowering the movement or if it is weakening the mass movement, you have to identify this, and this is very crucial and a critical information or the statement for the mains 2020 examination. And the court also says that the fundamental rights do not live in isolation. So definitely when you are talking about the fundamental rights, that is right to dissent, definitely the citizen of India has the right to dissent, but at the same time the right of the protesters has to be balanced with the right of the commuter. That means you should not cause inconvenience, and it should not be uncomfortable or a blockage to the one who are actually taking up that particular route. So definitely there is a coexisting of mutual respect in regards to the protesters and in regards to the commuters. So look at it here, two keywords we are taking it here. One is the protesters and the commuter. Commuter in the sense the one who is using that particular passage or road. So it should be a mutual respect between, there should be a mutual respect between the protesters and the commuters. So the fundamental right does not live in isolation. This could also be a probable key phrase for the mains examination. And the judgment is based on a petition filed by an advocate called as Amit Sahni. So this is in regards to the Supreme Court verdict in regards to Shaheen Bagh protest. So it is protest versus commuters. And Sai Pawan. A warm welcome to you, Sai Pawan, to AKS IAS Academy. Shanmukha Sai also a warm welcome. So now we'll look at the another news which talks about GJM demands for formation of Gorkha land state. So this is very important because we are focusing on in regards to the northeastern states of India, which could be a very crucial information again in regards to the internal security. So what is that is being demanded by Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. So GJM is Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, and they have approached and they have put forward their views to the Union Minister of State for Home, G. Kishan Reddy, and the one which is part of the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha is Bimal Guru faction. So there is one more group part of the Gorkha or GJM, Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, and they have met the Union Minister of State for Home. So what they have demanded, why they have met, here the point is why they have met. Why? Because this group, that is Bimal Guru faction of the GJM, they met and demanded a creation of state. Please do understand, when we are talking about the creation of state, definitely there could be law and order situation. A law and order situation, or else out of control law and order situation, or some miscreants, or definitely there could be few of them who would be trying to take advantage of this and create internal disturbance in India, especially in the northeastern states. So definitely they are demanding creation of a state of Gorkha land. So they wanted, or they are demanding a separate state called as Gorkha land, and they wanted this Gorkha land to consist or comprise Darjeeling and various districts of West Bengal. So look at it again, this is the key information for the conceptual understanding of what is happening in northeastern states. That is a new demand for a creation of state, that is Gorkha land, a new demand for a creation of state, and they wanted that Gorkha land to be part of Darjeeling and the part of various districts, hill districts of the West Bengal. And definitely Home Minister has conveyed the meeting that this issue was related to Gorkha land territorial administration. So you have another keyword here, Gorkha land territorial administration. See, look at it, the group is demanding a separate state called as Gorkha land. Definitely Home Ministry has conveyed the meeting to what? To discuss the issues related to Gorkha land territorial administration. So when the meeting was convened to discuss about the Gorkha land territorial administration issues, a group started demanding for the creation of a state, that is Gorkha land. That is Gorkha land. And this Gorkha land territorial administration is an autonomous body. Please do understand, this is an autonomous body wherein that particular area, that is Gorkha land territorial administration, will administer that particular area, region itself. It will have entire all the command over that particular area. So it is an autonomous body. This is a keyword. So which among the following is autonomous body? It is, if we have one of the option as Gorkha land territorial administration, it is that. It is not GJM. It is just a morcha, group. And this autonomous body was formed as a result of tripartite agreement. Tripartite in the sense three groups or three of them who have come together, that is West Bengal government, center, and then GJM. The Gorkha land Janmukti Morcha, the center and West Bengal government have all come together, and then they have gone for an agreement. What is that agreement? Is the creation of a regional autonomous body, that is Gorkha land territorial administration, in the year 2011. This is very important, conceptual wise, how the Gorkha land territorial administration has actually formed in the year 2011, and now the GJM or the part of the group of GJM is demanding for a separate state, that is Gorkha land, and a 7-member delegation has raised the Gorkha land demand, and a grant of scheduled caste status. So it is not only that they wanted the Gorkha land separate state, but they are wanting or demanding grant of scheduled tribe status. They wanted the scheduled tribe status for what? To existing 11 Gorkha sub-committees. So you have the existing Gorkha sub-committees. So the 7-member delegation which has met the Minister of State for Home in New Delhi are granting the scheduled tribe status to the existing 11 Gorkha sub-communities. So they wanted the Gorkha sub-communities to be granted the scheduled tribe status so that they will have part of various empowerment, or the government would put them into a situation wherein they will definitely be protected. The land will be protected, the language will be protected, the culture will be protected. So that is why the 7-member committee is wanting the 11 Gorkha sub-communities to be granted scheduled tribe status. And before I get to the next slide or next news, Usharani has joined, Sri Kumar has joined. A warm welcome to both of you to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And now we will focus at the another news which talks about the social vaccine. So this is a keyword which we have focused a couple of times in the past also in regards to the word social vaccine. So again, the Union Health Minister Harshvardhan is making it very clear that there is a necessity of usage of social vaccine at this moment, wherein the clinically tested drug vaccine is not being still available to the COVID-19 pandemic disease. So thereby the minister is wanting or is stressing that the usage of social vaccine of what? Masks and hygiene. So definitely he is focusing on a statement made by, or else a press release which has been by the Union Health Ministry saying that 10 states and union territories in India across the nation, only 10 states and union territories amongst the rest, they constitute or they account for 78% of the COVID-19 cases. So look at it. That means there is a kind of situation wherein few states are largely being infected by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. That are 10 states and union territories, which account for almost 80%. And amongst them, you have the Maharashtra, which is leading the tally. So Maharashtra is the top in India in regards to the COVID-19 confirmed cases. And then followed by Karnataka. So Maharashtra has 12,000 cases, Karnataka has 10,000 cases. And this was also, this news, the report press has been released about the COVID-19 confirmed cases. And not only that, the Union Minister has also inaugurated a digitally super speciality block of a government medical college in Rewa in Madhya Pradesh. So just for information, that a super specialty block at the Shyamsa Government Medical College in Rewa in Madhya Pradesh, he has inaugurated digitally, and he has made it very clear on the backdrop of this inauguration that India is continuously rising recovery rate. So this recovery rate rising is positive. That means we are really moving out of the number of cases, infected cases, to the number of confirmed cases. So gap is widening. Infection and then confirmed cases. Please do understand. Number of SARS-CoV-2 infected persons and the number of confirmed COVID-19 disease cases is, the gap is increasing. That means the one who have been infected are being cured. That is what the recovery rate. And this is a keyword. So the one who have been infected have been recovered. So the recovery rate is increasing. That means many of them are not really getting into the mode of the COVID-19 diseases and progressively falling active cases. So obviously when the recovery rate is high, it is directly proportional. That means you will have the negative side of it is, that is, active cases has fallen down. So this is definitely a kind of success and a good sense that we need to actually accept that the center is doing a lot along with the states, along with the local administration, to go ahead with the successive COVID-19 containment strategy. So the strategy used by the health ministry, state health, union, state, and then state administration, local administration, they are all together working coordinated to contain the strategy in regards to the COVID-19 by improving the recovery rate and then lessening or falling of the active cases. And in this process, the Home Minister, the Health Minister is making it very clear that there has to be an appropriate COVID-19 behavior. This is important. So here they say that we need to go ahead with an appropriate behavior, that is COVID appropriate behavior. What does it mean? It is nothing but social vaccine. So what do you mean by social vaccine? Social vaccine means you wearing the mask or you are covering the face, and then hand hygiene, that is cleaning of your hand time and again, respiratory etiquette means manners, and then maintaining physical distance. So all these, do gaz ki duri, all these are very very important to be part of the social vaccine, and the government also makes it very clear that they have improved or they have ramped up the testing capacity, and till now the government of India has gone ahead with 8 crore testing which has taken place in India. And what the health ministry is also making it very clear is that in the month of January we had only one lab for the testing, that is in regards to the Pune National Institute of Virology, only in Pune. But now as for the situation now, it is the number has increased to 1889, almost 1900 across the country in regards to the testing, that is the lab. So this is a very good move and a positive outcome, the way the center, state and the local administration along with the panchayats and then sarpanch area, they're all working coordinated and making sure that we are able to make sure that the recovery rate is increasing. And the minister also made very clear the number of All India Institute of Medical Sciences facilities is increased from 6 to 22 numbers. So this is an basic information wherein you need to know that how the government of India or the health ministry is making serious efforts to make sure that the All India Institute of Medical Sciences facilities are being provided in India, which has been increased from 6 number to 22, and the existing 75 existing institutions are now envisioned or upgraded to AIIMS-like services. So definitely it is a positive, and the government is moving ahead so that it wanted to break the chain of SARS-CoV-2 virus infection and then have a win over COVID-19 pandemic situation. And the another news is India and Japan finalize a text of pact. What is the text of pact? It is for AI, 5G and others. We will look at it. So India and Japan have gone ahead with finalizing a text, finalizing an agreement, and that agreement is called as Cyber Security Agreement, and this is the keyword. So India and Japan. So recently we have seen India and Japan have gone ahead with logistic agreements. Please do understand, these are all very important. You need to keep on linking what we have gone ahead in the daily news analysis. So recently logistic agreement between India and Japan, I did talk about when I was talking about India and Japan. In signing the logistic agreement, I said the other country which we have the logistic agreement signed between India and the other countries, India and US, that is LEMO, that is in regards to Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. This is with India versus or India and USA. And in regards to again Japan, we had recently India and Japan the logistic agreement, and now we have the pact which is in regards to the cyber security agreement. So these are the one which you need to keep on focusing and linking it, so that you will have the proper analysis and the linking, and then further you can have a controlled approach towards the mains and prelims examination. And what does this cyber security agreement actually be helpful to India? Because it will promote cooperation between both the countries, that is India and Japan, especially in the 5G network and artificial intelligence. So 5G network and AI, it will help both the countries cooperation, and especially India requires at this time, because as we are gradually moving away from China because of this skirmish or the face-off between India and China along the LAC in the eastern Ladakh and also in the Arunachal Pradesh, and then in this middle sector, that is in Sikkim. So definitely we need to have an agreement, cyber security agreement, which will promote the 5G network, which is again really important for India, because Huawei, that is China, which we are really not interested to accept it. So definitely we are finding out an alternative, or the other country, the alternative country, that is Japan, to have the cyber security agreement and have the 5G network in India, and also have the improvement or the advanced artificial intelligence, which can be used in India for the future IT, information and technology. And this announcement of cyber security agreement was taken up at the 13th India-Japan Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue, and this is the keyword here again. So the cyber security agreement between India and Japan have been taken up among which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to India and Japan cyber security agreement. So the one which agreement has taken place between India and Japan signed is the 13th India-Japan Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue between the External Affairs Minister and the Foreign Minister of from Japan, which has been concluded in Tokyo. And what does this agreement, when we spoke about promoting cooperation, now we will look at, definitely it is promoting cooperation not only in regards to 5G and AI, but in regards to the capacity building, research and development, security and resilience. And all this is being promoted in regards to cooperation between India and Japan, especially in regards to the critical information infrastructure, critical information cyber security, and in regards to the 5G and then Internet of Things, IoT. This is again a very crucial keyword for the mains examination, and artificial intelligence. This again, all this which we are talking about, critical information infrastructure, 5G, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, all these are very crucial for the mains examination. Especially when we are talking in regards to the information and technology. So there could be a question in the mains in regards to the cyber security agreement between India and Japan, and how it will be beneficial for India at a time when we are moving away, or else there is a huge gap between India and China bilateral relations. When there is a huge gap between India and China bilateral relations, how we are trying to fill in the gap and then move closely, cooperatively with another country, that is Japan, in regards to the critical information infrastructure, 5G, Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. Please do understand it very carefully. This what we are discussing, or the analysis in the daily news analysis at AKS IAS Academy, will be a crucial information for mains 2020. I can bet on this. And the two ministers of the two countries have gone ahead with discussing or exchanging ideas in regards to the regional and global issues. Again, this is a keyword. So definitely India and Japan has discussed in regards to the regional and global issues, and they wanted to have a mutual understanding and interest that they would agree a strong and enduring partnership. So definitely we have focused that it is the 13th India-Japan Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue. So based on this cyber security agreement, and then we wanted to make sure that we are strengthening the partnership between India and Japan, and wherein this kind of mutual interest and then partnership, enduring the partnership, will be or will play a pivotal role, important role in overcoming challenges. So definitely India is facing, India is definitely facing challenges. Not only India, the other countries, and now when we are talking about Japan, is also facing the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So thereby the regional and global issues, especially focusing on the COVID-19 pandemic situation and the global supply chain system in regards to manufacturing of the goods which are essential across the world, and also in regards to India and Japan, they are focusing, or they have exchanged the ideas in regards to regional and global issues, which will make sure that the partnership or the bilateral relations between India and Japan will strengthen. It would be moving further in an enduring and a strong manner, and this will play a pivotal role, important role in overcoming the challenges from India's side and also Japan's side in regards to handling the situation very effectively, that is of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic situation is the global supply chain system which has been weakened. And they are also focused in regards to the Indo-Pacific region. This is another keyword which will be a very important one, which you can definitely see it, or you can experience in the mains 2020 examination in regards to the Indian Ocean or Indo-Pacific region. And this has become more important in the current global circumstances. And definitely this Indo-Pacific region is very much necessary security wise and strategically for both India and Japan. And then Japan has also highlighted that it is going ahead with the emergency assistance loan and grant of provisional medical support to India. How much of emergency assistance? 50 billion N or renminbi, sorry, it is 50 billion N and then 1 billion N to India, so that it would go ahead with supporting the medical support to India to fight COVID-19. So definitely it is again in regards to regional and global issues pertaining to the or overcoming the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic situation. And Japan has also raised the issue in regards to, or discussed the issue in regards to the abduction in the sense taken over, or they have kidnapped, kind of taken over Japanese nationals by North Korea. So definitely India, that is External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar, has made it very clear that it will convey, or he has conveyed that it will support, that means Japan will have India's support in finding a solution that the abduction of Japanese nationals by the North Korea. So certainly an assurance has been provided by the External Affairs Minister that they would have a discussion, India would have a discussion with North Korea in regards to the release of the Japanese nationals which have been abducted by the North Koreans. So this again is very, very crucial in regards to the artificial intelligence, and again in regards to 5G, and then Internet of Things, and then in regards to the infrastructure. So definitely this is very crucial and critical information for mains examination. And now we will look at the another news which talks about pandemic could push 150 million into extreme poverty because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And Lokesh Chandra has also joined. A warm welcome to you, Lokesh Chandra, to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And this has told that the COVID-19 pandemic will or could push 150 million into extreme poverty, and this was by the World Bank. Again, see, this is very important because I re-emphasized couple of times in my previous discussion that the reports of various World Bank, IMF, or it could be in regards to the ADP or various the agencies which are coming up with the reports. So you need to keep a track of it, and that could be this report by the World Banks can be used as the short notes in the mains examinations. So do understand the importance of the reports. And when we are talking about this, definitely the World Bank, which it talks about, it has come up with the report called as Global Extreme Poverty, and this global extreme poverty is expected to rise for the first time in the last 20 years. In the last 20 years, it is expected to rise because it is, the COVID-19 pandemic has added to the already existing poverty which is being experienced in the globe or in entire world. That is we have the conflicts, we have the climate changes already. Because of the conflicts and the climate changes, there is certainly poverty which was already experiencing in the globe. Added to that, now because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So conflicts, climate change, COVID-19 pandemic situation, all these have come together, and all these have, what you say, brought in a lot of disruption, and then it is slowing down the already existing poverty. So there would be global extreme poverty because of the already existing conflicts in the sense like various kinds of disturbances in few countries between the government and the opposition, or government and the one who is running a parallel government, or else the one who is revolting. So there is a conflict, there is always a disturbances because of that poverty, climate change and COVID-19. The World Bank has come up with a report called as Poverty and Shared Prosperity Report. So this is a keyword. So you can have this or share this, or you can use this as a short notes in the mains in regards to if a question is in regards to the global poverty. If a question is asked in regards to the global poverty or COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on global poverty. COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on global poverty. Certainly you can take the report of World Bank, which is the Poverty and Shared Prosperity Report, and it says that the pandemic COVID-19 has pushed 88 millions to 115 millions to the extreme poverty. So out of 150, almost 115, so that is 80 to 115 are only because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation out of 150. So the one which is almost 35 or close to 65 are already because of the various conflicts and because of the climate change, drought or flooding. There is poverty, and this has pushed the extreme poverty that the living has been brought down to such a situation wherein they are living in less than $1.50 per day. So their living condition is just 1.50 per day, and this will result to 150 million, adding to the conflicts, climate change and the COVID-19. And definitely 9.1 to 9.4% of the world will be affected by the extreme poverty just in the year 2020, this year. So almost 10% of the world population is being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic situation along with the conflict and climate change only in 2020. And then this will affect the poor individuals who are part of the middle income countries. So this is a keyword. So especially the middle income countries will have a high poverty rates, and this, when we are talking about the middle income countries in the world, it will have 82% of the middle income countries will be under poverty or extreme poverty because of the already existing conflicts, climate change, and now added to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And when we are talking about the middle income countries, the sub-Saharan African will have almost 27 to 40 million poor people, and South Asia will experience 49 to 57 million new poor. This is a keyword, new poor, because of COVID-19, and this will badly hit, which is being projected by the World Bank. And definitely there will be a serious, developmental activity or economic developmental activity has been severely damaged, and what they have to do to reverse this serious setback and make sure that there will be poverty reduction. So poverty reduction, and then there has to be a development progress. So for this, what has to be done, or what are the measures to be taken up to overcome the poverty and to make sure that there is developmental progress in the mainly the middle income countries which are badly affected, and the global extreme poverty which would be hitting 150 million across the globe. So what has to be done is there need to be prepared a different economy post COVID. So this is a keyword. Different economy is a keyword. Different economy. What is this different economy? That means they have to start allowing the capital, money, labor, skills, innovations. So CLSI. So they have to come up with a different economy. This is a keyword. Please do understand, everyone. So this is a keyword, that different economy by investing, that is in the allowing capital, labor, skills and innovations, so that we can move into a new businesses and new sectors, so that there would be a new creation of employment and there would be more of capital, labor, skills and innovations, so that economy will progress, different economy will come into existence. And Bhavish Bist has joined. A warm welcome to you, Bhavish Bist, to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And apart from this, there is a data, that as per the report of the World Bank says there is lack of data in India. That means the government has decided not to release the 2017 and 18. What? Not to release, it is in regards to the which data or which survey? That is All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey data. So this is a keyword. So the government of India has not, or it has decided not to release the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey data, which is of the 75th round. And because of this, there is a gap in understanding poverty in South Asia. Who is saying this? World Bank is saying this. World Bank is saying that the government of India, as it is not ready to release the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey, thereby there is a gap in the understanding the poverty in the entire South Asia itself, and thereby the World Bank has estimated India's poverty for 2017 based on the strong assumption which it is considering various uncertainties, because the government of India has not released the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey. Thereby we can understand, by that survey released by the government of India, we can understand the poverty, because it is in regards to the consumer expenditure, how much an individual household is spending. Based on that, what is the poverty, the data will be released, but that is not been released. So thereby the bank has estimated the poverty for India based on strong assumptions and resulting in considerable uncertainties. A number of results are incomplete and uncertain because of the lack of data from India. Thereby the report is accounting from 139 million out of 689 millions people living in poverty just in 2017. So definitely, as per the World Bank report, 139 millions out of 689 millions are in poverty. So this is again very important information in regards to the World Bank report, which is the poverty and shared prosperity report. So this is one keyword, and the another keyword here is the middle income countries and different economy is the another keyword here, which we need to imbibe post COVID-19, after COVID-19. And the one which is very important keyword is All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey. So these are all very, very important in regards to finding out the global poverty, or especially focusing in India in regards to All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey. It is the poverty in India. And Ram Kumar has joined. Warm welcome to you, Ram Kumar. You are just at the finishing fag end of our session. No doubt, a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And now we will focus at the recapitulate of the DNA, which we will focus, and this is in regards to the Supreme Court has spoken about the public places cannot be occupied. So here we were talking about democracy, and we were also talking about dissent. So definitely you need to keep a track of what Supreme Court has said in regards to the protest. So democracy is there, dissent is also there, but at the same time we should not create any kind of inconvenience to the commuters. So it is protesters versus commuters. So the Supreme Court has focused on both of them, and for this to protest it said designated places. Designated places only you need to go ahead with protesting. And then here again in regards to the separate Gorkha land state, again this is very crucial in regards to the creation of the new state in India, which could also in the process create law and order problems. So social vaccine, again this is in regards to the science and technology, what we need to go ahead with focusing on in regards to the maintaining social vaccine. And then the India and Japan finalizing the cyber security agreement. So this is in regards to the cyber security agreement, which India and Japan has almost concluded finalization of the pact. This is in regards to the AI and 5G. And the pandemic, this is in regards to the global poverty. When we are talking about global poverty, and we have also discussed about various measures, that is different economy has to be introduced post COVID-19, and how we can overcome the situation, that is poverty, and the developmental activity which we need to take up to overcome the poverty, pushing away the pandemic. And then this is very important, that how we have focused in regards to the recapitulating of the DNA, and which would definitely be useful for you, and which will be a informative, knowledgeable, and also which would put you in a different edge over others, especially in regards to the mains 2020. So Syam has also joined. A warm welcome to you. And then I would say a very big thank you to all who have been part of this session, that is in the AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. A big thank you to you all, and then best of luck. And then I would say please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe the video, and then do visit the website of AKS IAS Academy, and do subscribe the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And then see you again tomorrow at 7:30 AM in regards to the daily news analysis. And then I would say please do maintain consistency in regards to your preparation, and also stick to your schedule, whichever schedule you have planned for your day or the entire program, long term or short term goals. And then do take care of your physical health, which is the core for your success. And then see you again tomorrow at 7:30 AM. Okay, Sri Kumar says, sir, yesterday class not there in AKS. Yes, certainly Sri Kumar, and I apologize to everyone, because there was an net issue from my end, internet issue from my end, so I could not take the class, and I apologize for everyone that I was not available yesterday. I'm extremely sorry for that, and see you again tomorrow at 7:30 AM, and I would say a very big thank you to everyone.